Chapter 306. The entire building started to get very lively and chaotic all of a sudden. A simple opening ceremony had created such an extravagant scene that even involved the helicopter. Everyone poked their heads to look at the few people standing in front of the office. Emma was in a daze. She had indeed invited some people, but they were not very close to her and she didn't know anyone who could afford a helicopter. Someone in the crowd exclaimed, "Isn't that flower basket the legendary Tiffany limited edition? I heard that one flower basket costs more than $2 million. Wow, look at all those flowers. I don't think I've ever seen them before, they're so beautiful. These are Dutch tulips. The exclusive Dutch tulips are very expensive, a single bulb can cost anywhere from thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. And there's even blue enchantress hydrangeas and Juliet roses. Wow, these are all rare flowers. You can't cultivate them here in our country, they can only be airlifted from abroad. It's no wonder they needed to dispatch a helicopter. I guess they were transported here directly via helicopter upon arrival at the airport from abroad. From the looks of it, the Tiffany flower basket alone costs $1 million, while those precious flowers also cost $500,000 per basket. There are a total of 20 baskets, so the total price of those flowers is more than $5 million, am I right? Oh my God, who would be so generous to gift flower baskets costing $5 million for an opening ceremony? Yes. Moreover, the flowers won't survive for long, they'll wither within days. This is so lavish. Lady Richard, who was witnessing the scene, gulped anxiously. She loved to plant flowers and the Richard family villa's garden was filled with various kinds of flowers that she had planted herself. However, she felt heavy-hearted to buy the bulbs of the rare flowers from abroad due to their expensive price tag. Especially the most classic red and white tulips from the Netherlands, which could cost up to 10 grand. Olivia watched the scene and her eyes widened. Then, she turned to Lady Richard and whispered, "Grandma, I remember that you really liked the Dutch tulips but you didn't buy them because they were too expensive and resorted to cheaper local tulips which cost a few $100s instead. How can these people give Emma such a valuable gift?" Olivia's words echoed into Lady Richard's ears. She gritted her teeth in jealousy when she thought of her cheap local tulips which paled in comparison to Emma's Dutch tulips. She wondered if she could take a few and plant them in her garden to see if they could survive. At this moment, the front desk shouted, announcing the arrival of Miss Doris Young, the vice chairman of Diamond Group, Miss Faria Adair, Mr. Hazel White, Mr. Matthew Lane, and Peisel Billy to the opening ceremony of Mrs. Anderson's company. The announcement not only surprised the Richard family, but it also shocked the entire staff of Blue Moon Building. Although Diamond Group owned the building, they rarely intervened in the activities here. Unexpectedly, the vice chairman, as well as so many of Oris Hill's prominent figures, had actually come to this humble building to attend Emma's opening ceremony. The sudden appearance of so many VIPs at Blue Moon Building had added a mesmerizing blast to the building. It also made people wonder about Emma's background. They were curious as to how she had invited so many big shots to her opening ceremony. The Richard family members were also dumbfounded and wondered how any of this could happen to Emma. Emma herself was equally dumbstruck. Hearing these names was enough to make her jump and jittery. After all, the Richard family was in despair right now, and she knew full well that she could only be regarded as a poor and ordinary newcomer who had just started her business. She hadn't even had a foundation of her reputation in Oris Hill yet. So, why did these big shots attend her opening ceremony? Was it because of her husband, Alex?